Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Fascina en el viento este ritmo de palmas, sin naturaleza hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I am just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez, and Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants here. Those are the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos Beach, and the El Dorado Restaurant and Beach Club right next door. So you can enjoy that fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand, right at the water's edge. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week I'm going to take you to a lovely restaurant in the romantic zone. It's actually just over the bridge right in the romantic zone. It's called No Way Jose, and you're going to meet the owner. His name is Jose Alfredo Gonzalez. But before we get to Jose and his restaurant, let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 26th of January, 2020. The 9th Annual Charro Championship is coming to Puerto Vallarta and to Arena Vallarta. Yes, there's a place called Arena Vallarta, if you didn't know. It's going to be from the 28th of January until the 2nd of February. Let me read from their post here. It says, with participation of the best Charro teams in Mexico and the United States, and Escaramuzas, which are Charro ladies, there is going to be a tournament. There's going to be live music throughout the event, a raffle for a new car on Sunday the 2nd among the attendees if you show your paid ticket. Let's see, food and drinks are available throughout the event, a variety of antojitos, which are Mexican snacks, seafood, and regional dishes. It's 100% family-friendly, secure facilities with handicap access, as well as children's playground with a staff to take care of your kids. There's going to be a craft sale with unique accessories and souvenirs in order to commemorate this event. Plenty of clean bathrooms, folks. Lots of parking in their parking lot, as well as public transportation and security throughout the event. It is going to be a real Mexican experience, so if you guys are going to be in town, you really need to consider checking out this event. There's the horses, the riders, there's colorful outfits, the horsemen, the horsewomen, and even the kids get involved too. Bring your cameras. It is truly a event to be seen, a real Mexican event. I have a map. I have instructions that'll get you to Arena Vallarta by bus. You can take a cab. You can take an Uber, whatever you like to do. Remember, it's January the 28th through February the 2nd, so don't miss it. The mayor of Puerto Vallarta, Mayor Arturo Davalos Peña, met with local business owners and members of the local Colonia Emiliano Zapata, their neighborhood association, to listen to their concerns and jointly address several issues of great interest for those living and working in the city's romantic zone. From the Banderas News I'm reading here, discussions basically focused on parking on public roads and existing doubts about the installation of parking meters, as well as this year's increase in permit fees for those who have reserved street parking spaces for their private use or as loading zones. Regarding the issue of parking, the mayor said that the increase in fees for parking permits which this year was added to La Ley de Ingreso de Municipio, municipal income laws, aims to bring order to the city's parking situation, especially in spaces that for years have been reserved for the loading and unloading of cargo or passengers. These spaces will continue to be respected, but those who have them will have to pay more for the privilege, he added. Likewise, he explained that in lieu of parking meters, the implementation of a virtual parking permit system in 4 of the city's most congested areas, Marina Vallarta, downtown Pitial, El Centro, and the Romantic Zone, has been proposed to reduce parking problems on the busy streets. Davalos Peña added that there were already talks with the residents of Marina Vallarta and the city center about implementing the virtual permit system, which has proved to work well in other cities, and that they seem to be open to the idea. Similarly, those attending Tuesday's meeting said that they were interested in learning more about the initiative and agreed to meet the mayor again next week so that the representative of the virtual parking company can explain the system in detail, including its scope and associated costs. I can't wait for this. The mayor said that 50% of the resources generated by the collection of parking fees would be used by the city to maintain and improve roads in these specific areas, and the remaining 50% would go to the colonias. He also raised some ideas and asked those present at the meeting to offer alternative solutions for employees of hotels and businesses in the area so that they're not affected by these measures. And finally, the mayor thanked the members of the association for their visit and reiterated his willingness to continue working as a team to solve the problem in this area, since what's good for local business owners and residents is good for Puerto Vallarta. He pointed out that the municipal government does its part by providing public services to the people of Puerto Vallarta, and the businessmen and hoteliers do their part to welcome visitors and encourage their return, which ultimately generates jobs for Vallarta families. And I have a link to that Banderas News article in the show notes. I just can't wait to find out what this virtual parking thing is all about. It can't be good. Let's see. Our favorite orphanage in Puerto Vallarta is having an international food festival. It's a dinner show, and it's going to be Sunday, February the 16th at 6:30 at Fidencio's on the beach. There's only 220 tickets available, and they are going fast, according to Lisa over at Rise. They're going to have a 4-station food festival. There's going to be Italian food, German, Polish. There's going to be an everything station featuring garlic, shrimp, and dessert. There's going to be live entertainment, too. It's going to be catered by Big Jack, who is a well-known caterer from the Northeast United States. If you don't know, Fidencio's is next door to the Tropicana Hotel on the beach. They're going to have a 50-50 drawing. They're going to have entertainment, and tickets are going to be available over at Fidencio's or at Cassandra Shaw's or at Rise. You can contact Lisa at risepv.com. And it's just fantastic. Keep in mind that Rise is on the rise. Siapal is responding to high water consumption in the central and southern areas of Puerto Vallarta. Let me read here from their post. The agency expands infrastructure for the benefit of the central and southern area of Puerto Vallarta with the construction of a new 500 cubic meter tank and a filter. With an investment of close to 8 million pesos, the system of potable water, drainage, and sewer services of Siapal of Puerto Vallarta performs a work to guarantee the production of 150 liters per second, as well as the quality of water in the Rio Quale water treatment plant, with the construction of a new storage tank and a filter. With this, Siapal Vallarta expands the regulatory capacity to improve the distribution of drinking water to the colonies of Emiliano Zapata, Centro, Cinco de Diciembre, Alta Vista, and Conchas Chinas, which will be important to face the moments of greatest demand of the vital liquid in the short term. The new filter will be the fourth in the water treatment plant and is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to automate its maintenance through backwashing, saving water, and helping to maintain the quality and the resource provided by Siapol to the population within the parameters to be considered suitable for human consumption. The three filters that currently operate in the plant have the function of performing this process based on the existing gravity and atmospheric pressure. So, as there is no total control over this process, water losses may occur at specific times, explained the head of Water Quality Department, Elicio Moreno Covarrubias. The storage tank will have a capacity of 500 cubic meters, 5,000 liters, which will allow for a margin of availability of drinking water for when it's required to stop the operation of the plant in order to perform preventative and corrective maintenance, in addition to strengthening the avocado tank for the benefit of the aforementioned colonias. The work will be completed next February, subtracting the connection of the filter to the tank with a steel tube, the installation of two pumps for backwashing, electrical and aesthetic details, as well as application of a food-grade epoxy paint coating to the inside of the tank. And I have a link to that article in the show notes as well. It seems the Mexican state of Oaxaca is seeking protection against Chinese-made alebrijes. Now, the alebrijes are these hand-painted figurines. They're usually different kinds of animals. You've seen them around Puerto Vallarta. Let me read here this article. It says, state applies for geographical indication to protect the folk art. This was published Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. The government of Oaxaca is taking legal action to protect the colorful artisanal wooden figurines called alebrijes from plagiarism and piracy by Chinese producers. Oaxaca Economy Secretary Juan Pablo Guzman said that a request has been sent to the Mexican Institute of Industrial Property, IMPI, to enforce a protection order for the folk art. The registration, called Geographical Indication, will safeguard the Oaxacan heritage from inauthentic imitations. The IMPI has received the project sent by the government of Oaxaca for geographical indication for alebrijes, by which the wooden figurines carved by artisans would be protected at the national and international levels so that they won't be subject to plagiarism and piracy, he said. The legal instrument will bring artisans better remuneration and worldwide prestige for their work, which will be protected and recognized across the globe, Guzman said. The government is working to protect textiles and the red and black clay pottery styles unique to the state in the same way so that they also receive industrial protection from the IMPI. In Oaxaca, artisans face problems such as competition from foreign products, primarily Chinese ones, that are sold at lower prices and put them at a disadvantage, but also the fact that some foreigners take the models of the folk art and pirate them, he said. He added that the protection protocol aims to help with the production and commercialization of artisanal products, as well as advise artisans on intellectual property issues so that their creations and ideas are not stolen by others. And I have a link to that article in Mexico News Daily. It's in the show notes. And yeah, I believe we talked about similar laws in earlier shows. They had similar laws to protect the Talavera industry. We talked about that as well. It was called the Denominación de Origen de la Talavera, and it was actually made to protect the authentic Talavera pieces made with the original 16th century methods. And like I said, I have a link to that article. Very interesting. Interesting way to protect your art. All right. I think we ought to get to the interview, shall we? Now, if you've been listening to the show, you know that I've been doing interviews in and around Puerto Vallarta for what's starting on year 4 now. And, it seems like I should be running out of interesting things to say, right? And things to do. But wrong. No. There's always someone. There's always somebody that I've always wanted to interview there. There's a restaurant that I've never tried. There's a tour that I've never taken. There's a place I've never visited, right? That's what makes this podcast, I think, a lot of fun. I think the fact that your suggestions are always just so welcome. I love them, and I always listen to them, and they make this show fun, too. So this next interview that you're going to be listening to was, well, it was on purpose, but it was an accident. It was more like kismet. I was making arrangements to meet and interview a couple of musicians that I've been trying to get a hold of on the podcast, Zoe and Leon. And Zoe and Leon, they're a lot of fun. You're going to be hearing from them in the near future, but the plan was to meet with Zoe and Leon before they did their gig. They were setting up at a restaurant called No Way Jose, which is in the Romantic Zone. And then our plan was to get together, after they set up their equipment for their show. I was going to interview them. And then after the interview, I would stay for a little while and I would record while they were playing for the dinner crowd. That's, what I had planned. Now, I've actually been to No Way Jose about I'd say a half a dozen times. Every time I'm looking for Jose Alfredo, the owner. Each time I would leave my business card with somebody, and I'd say, hey, would you please have Jose give me a call? I'd love to have him on the show. And every time they would say, oh, yeah, I'll give him the card. But every time, nothing. I would never, ever get a response. But anyway, I went to go meet Zoe and Leon, but they had set up their equipment and they forgot about the appointment. They just went home. And so I finally got a hold of Zoe, and she apologized and said, hey, let's reschedule. And I said, sure, no problem. But why don't I come back and I'll record you guys playing your music, and then later on I'll get the interview. And they said, sure, that's great. So I went over to No Way Jose, brought my recording equipment in, and found a little table in the back where I could set up my equipment. The place was very busy. And anyway, this handsome guy came walking up to me, and he introduced himself. He says, my name is Jose. And I said, you mean the Jose? And he said, yeah, I'm the Jose Alfredo. So anyway, I was very happy to finally have met him. Told him I'd been trying to interview him for the podcast for over a year and a half, and that I want to know if he had some time, maybe he could tell us his story. And he agreed, so we set up a time and we set up a date that I would be able to come back and interview him. So I stayed for drinks and dessert and to listen to the music of Zoe and Leon for a little while. And just, I took in the ambiance of the restaurant. The restaurant is two-tiered. The bottom floor is very intimate. It's got tables set up there, but where everything really happens is on the second floor of this restaurant. It's got nice, tall ceilings. It's got these colorful piñatas hung from the rafters. It's got a bar there. It has an open view into the kitchen where you can see them working. There's lovely artwork on the walls. The tables all have tablecloths and are beautifully set with beautiful glassware and cutlery. And there's even some tables that are set out on a balcony that overlooks Calle Cinco de Febrero. Now, Cinco de Febrero, the street is named, by the way. The date is on the Mexican calendar. It's Constitution Day. That was the day that the Mexican Constitution was accepted in 1917. That would be the 5th of February. And that's coming up, by the way. Anyway, this place, this restaurant, was very romantic. Very, very, very romantic, very classy. And I fell in love with the place. It was a total surprise to me. Anyway, another thing I noticed was that Jose Alfredo was really attentive with every one of his clients. Every one of the diners that walked in there, he welcomed them in, and then he hugged them and said goodbye to them as they left. Each one of them was just raving about their meal. And, Jose even got up. He sang a song accompanied by Zoe and Leon for his adoring audience. I thought that was pretty impressive, too. So, anyway, I liked the place. And I came back a couple days later to talk with Jose Alfredo, before he opened up his restaurant. And I got to tell you something. I've done over 200 interviews since this podcast began, and I've loved each and every one of them. But this story that you're about to hear will absolutely blow your mind. So let's go right now to Calle Cinco de Febrero, 260, in the romantic zone of Puerto Vallarta, and let's hear this story from the man himself, Jose Alfredo Gonzalez, the owner and the incredible personality in charge at No Way Jose Restaurant and Bar in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Jose Alfredo, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much for inviting me to a beautiful show, my friend.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and what was your path that led you to Puerto Vallarta?
Well, I'm original from Mexico City, and I moved to PV in 1995.
1995.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. You've been here, so you're almost like Pata Salada. You're almost there, aren't you?
I'm already Plata Salada proud.
Yeah.
Proud Plata Salada.
All right. So, but people are going to call you Chilango anywhere. So what's the deal? What's the deal with Chilango? What's the story with that?
Well, so many people really don't know exactly what Chilango means. The first Chilangos was Spain. When the Spains come to Mexico, that halt the Aztecs talk to the Spain, and Chilango means people from outside, people who coming from Mexico City or from Guadalajara to PV, they are Chilangos. But most of people from Mexico City are Chilangos because people from other states come to Mexico City. That's what. But I am not Chilango. I am Capitalino because I'm born and growing in Mexico City. So it's very different.
Yeah.
I'm born and growing in Mexico City, and all my family is from Mexico City.
Excellent. All right. So what was your path? Why did you come to Puerto Vallarta?
Well, that is a big history. If you want to hear, we're going to spend the whole day long.
Well, tell us something.
Well, first things, I was 16 years old when I decided to let Mexico City go out of my family. And one day, I just decided to move out, and I went to Cancun when I was 16 years old. I lived in Cancun for a few years, and I've been working in the kitchens. First work being one dishes in a big industrial kitchens, and little by little I'm studying English because my English is not very good looking.
Your English is so good. Your English is great.
And after a few years living in Cancun, I decided to back to Mexico City for almost 1 year. Then I got married and moved to Ixtapas, Guatanejo because I'm already working at kitchens and at restaurants, and I've been in Ixtapas, Guatanejo for about a year. After that, in 1985, I decided to move to Puerto Vallarta because I hear very good things, so I come on vacations and never leave. I decide to stay in this beautiful paradise.
You're not alone. A lot of people do that. They come here, and then all of a sudden they just get sucked in, right? Because it's a magical place.
Yeah, right. Everybody wants to live in Vallarta when they come at the very first time.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, Vallarta. People is the most friendly, and I think it's one of the most safe towns in whole Mexico.
So when you got here, what did you do? You went to work in a restaurant? What did you do?
Yeah, I'm started to work in a restaurant. That was actually one of my needs. They used to be here, and they used to have a restaurant in Marina Vallarta.
Okay.
My first work was in a restaurant used to call, it's not anymore, Los Guaraches, the sandal. That is one of the traditional dishes of Mexico, which is corn tortillas stuffed with beans and covered with green sauce or red sauce, beef or chorizo or beef or chicken. That's very traditional, called sope or huarache.
Huarache.
Yeah, I've been there for 1 year.
All right. So, and the huaraches, they have like in the sopes, they have a base of maíz, right? It's a
base of maíz with beans at the top and a chorizo.
Yeah, they kind of punch a little indentation and put the stuffing inside.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
kind of pizza, but kind of Mexican pizza. Well, that's how many people. But that's what I started to do here in PV, and after that, I'm started working as a waiter with my uncle for 1 year. That was 1985 when we have do you remember earthquake?
Oh yeah, that's when the
big earthquake.
Yeah, that's when the church lost its
right.
Its tower. It lost its crown.
So then there was a lot of damages in Marina Vallarta, and we closed the restaurant. My uncle back to Mexico City, and I decided to stay here.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm serve as a waiter in a different restaurant. One it's not anymore. That's 20-something years ago. That was in El Malecón, right in front of the horse, the little horse.
Yeah.
Tequilas used to call.
Okay.
It's many years ago. Right now, I don't know what is there.
Right.
And then I back to Marina Vallarta, and I work for a wonderful person. That's how I learned to do Caesar salads on the table side, flaming steaks, flaming cuisine, which was the old cuisine.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody, every time you cook table side, as with the dishes, chef and dish, and Caesar salads, flaming coffees. That's how I learned, and I remember very much Mr. Jose. That was his name. A wonderful person. He passed away a few years ago. He was my teacher.
Ah, all right. So, how did No Way Jose come around?
Well, that is the most beautiful history of my life. You made me back many, many, many years ago. I am 55. I was 17 years old when I moved to Cancun. That name started in Cancun. So I've been working in the kitchens as a was dishes for a few months, but I don't have money to live well. Washing dishes not make money.
Right.
And I was just 17 years old when I decided to wait tables, but my English was so bad. I don't know, not even what yes means. So one day, walking on the street, looking for a restaurant to be a waiter, to make a little more money, I was walking by the street called Avenida Tulum, the Tulum Avenue, which is the main street of Cancun. I passed by a restaurant. Outside of the restaurant was a sign, and the sign say, "We need waiters." So that's what I say. This is my chance to be a waiter. And I walk in and talk with the owner. I introduce myself and I say, "My name is Jose Alfredo, and I am a waiter." So remember, Mr. Felipe Miranda, that was the name, passed away too.
Uh-huh.
Nice guy, he helped me a lot. And this is the hard part of my life, because when I talked to him, he asked me, "Are you a waiter?" And when you are 17 years old, everything easy, and say, yes, I am the best waiter. Never in my life wait tables. I was dishes, but never wait tables. Never serve people. But I was very young and say, yes, I am a waiter. So he say, how old are you? And say, I'm 17 years old, and I'm the best waiter. He say, you speak English? And say, yes, I speak English. Which wasn't true. I'm not speaking English. But I need a job.
Yeah.
So he say, I like your attitude, so you want to be my waiters? Come back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But you have to wear black shoes, black pants, and white shirt. Well, I don't have any. I don't have it. So what I did, very happy because I will be a waiter, I walk all over to my neighborhood and knock the door, and I ask them if somebody has some shoes who doesn't use some pants and white shirt. And people were so kind, but I remember my neighbor downstairs, that the place I used to live, he gave me a big shoes, so big shoes, but they was black. So enough for work.
Yeah.
And some other gave me the black pants, a little short pants. I wore it like a clown, but I was 17 years old, and I was so happy. I'm very happy to be a waiter. So I find a white chair, and then I got to the place. And when I got to the place at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the owner, Mr. Felipe Miranda, he take a look at me like, what's going on with this guy, you know? He's walk in and he say, are you ready? And say, yes, I am ready. That was December. Cancun was so popular, but small still.
Yeah.
So he say, okay, Jose Alfredo, you're going to wait. Your table is from this table all the way up to that table. He never tell me what number of tables. He say, from here to there and over there. Can you do it? And say, yes. Piece of cake for me. I'm the best waiter. I will never forget that, because that happens, made me growing, made me cry, and made me learn. At about 6 in the afternoon, the place start to be busy, so crowd. People come in, but I don't understand English. People order beer, and I say, what beer means? They order steaks or fish or chicken. I really don't understand. So what I did, I take the menu, and with my finger, I talk to people. Tell me what you want with your finger. They show me with the finger. That way, I got the order, you know? But late, about 7, that was kind of dark, somebody ordered banana faster, banana flambe. I did never in my whole life see banana flambe. The guy was a black guy, American football player, and the first mistake I did, he ordered a beef, and I served chicken. And when the dish coming to the table, he was already mad to me. And then he ordered something to drink, and when I bring, the guy stand up, and he screamed to me, no way, Jose! That's what he said. And I'm scaring, because he was big and he was mad to me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his wife was Mexican-American. She speaks Spanish. And the lady said, you know what, Jose? Walk away from my husband. He's mad to you because he doesn't order what you serve, and he's mad. Please go away. And say, well, but I'm Jose. I'm no way. Wait in Espanol means dumb or stupid. And when he say no way, Jose, and say, yes, I'm Jose. I'm no way.
No way.
I'm very smart. So somebody ordered a banana faster, and I put the things on fire, and people still ordered other things, so I forget the fire to cook the bananas. So when I come back to cook the bananas, the thing was already rare, on fire. And say, well, I am no way. I'm no way, Jose. I'm so smart, so I'm going to make the bananas so fast. So what I did, I turn the sugar first, then the bananas, and then the brandy and Kahlua with the thing was on fire, and the fire the higher was
Oh my gosh.
the palapa.
Oh my gosh.
And the palapa was decorated with piñatas. That's why I got piñatas in my restaurant.
Hanging on the restaurant, yeah.
So I just remember a sound like a and everybody started to run out of the restaurant because the piñatas get on fire. That was funny, but that was sad
Oh,
to
that's
me.
tragic, yeah.
Yeah, because when I see myself, I was already outside on the street. People push me all the way with the bananas in my hand, and the restaurant started to be on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, the restaurant fired completely.
No way, it burned? It burned down?
Completely.
Oh my gosh.
So what I did, I'm just left that things on the street, and I run like a rabbit for hours because I'm used to live like 2 hours away from town.
Yeah.
I never stop. Never stop.
Oh my gosh.
17 years old, when I came to my house, I'm open my room. I'm used to live in a little room. The room only have a bathroom, one bed, and a little window. For 3 days, I've been in there scaring and with no food, with no money, no even water.
Wow.
And then the third day, I say, I got to do something. I want food. I need to eat.
Yeah.
So what I did, I wore my sandals, my shirt, my T-shirt, my hat, and sunglasses. And I'm started to walk back to the beach where the people is. And I'm started to sing to the people for money, you know?
Uh-huh.
I remember there was a big group of people, American people, taking the sun and having a good time on the beach. I'm start to sing the song called Bésame Mucho. You know that song?
Yes, of course.
And when I was, Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Somebody stand up and say, no way, Jose. That was the black guy, the guy who get mad that night when I burned.
When you burned down
when I
the
burned
restaurant.
The restaurant. And when I see the guy, I'm started to shaking.
Wow,
like
sure, of course you
scaring.
did, yeah.
And I started to cry. And the lady stand up and she say, Jose, don't cry. We want to take you to the police because I say, please help me. I don't want to be in the jail. I just want to eat something. That's what I sing. And she was so kind and she say, and the guy walked to me and he hugged me. He gave me a hug and he say, no worry, Jose. We won't talk to nobody. Actually, you did the best bananas flambe ever in my whole life.
Oh, wow.
The good things about when the restaurant get burned, nobody hurts. Nobody die, nobody be hurt. Because there was a cone open all around so people can walk out and everybody's safe. So that day, I've been singing for this couple and we got friends. All day long, maybe from noon till 6 in the afternoon, I've been talking with them. They give me hamburgers and a couple of beers or pop. But at the end of the night, that guy told me, I'm going to come back next year and I want to talk in English with you. So they give me $100 cash for the school. I will never forget because that $100 been to pay my rent for one more month and to go to the school to learn how to speak English. That's how the name come. But and say, but you don't know if I will be, I don't know if I will be in Cancun. How do you going to do to find me each other again? And he say, I will find you anyway. And say, you know what? I got a better idea. Next time you come to Mexico, no matter where, looking for a restaurant, and the restaurant we call No Way Jose, because that was the first time in my whole life I heard No Way Jose. And I don't really know if that word it was positive or negative, but for me it was so positive. That's how the name is. So that's the first part of the history, because then about a year after, I've been a waiter already and speak better English. And one day, when I traveling from Cancun to Oaxaca, I find the owner of that restaurant, the one I burned. And we've been sitting in a dinner restaurant, I as a customer, and the guy take a look at me. He want to recognize me. He say, "I know you." And I say, "Yes, I know him." So we invite a drink each other just to know if we know each other. And when we talking, as he asked me, "I know you from somewhere," and say, "Where?" "I live in Cancun." And he say, "What are you doing for living?" "I am a waiter. I've been working for a hotel, Hyatt Regency." That was the name of the restaurant I've been working. And he say, "Oh, that's good. You are a waiter. I want to invite you to work for me." I say, "Where?" He say, "Well, I'm just opening my restaurant again." And say, "What you mean again?" "Yes," he say, "because couple of years ago, one waiter burned my restaurant." So was me. That's why not each other. And I don't know if I'm start to shaking again, because he was so kind and I was very friendly. We both have a good time together, and I don't know if I want to talk him the truth, who I am.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I say, "Mr. Felipe, you are so kind and so nice. I want to tell you who I am. I am the one who's burned your restaurant a couple years ago. When I come, you give me the job, and I did the bananas flambe." And he cried. He been crying, and he say, "You will never work with me, but I want you to be my best friend for the rest of my life, because you tell me the truth, and you're a nice person." So when I back to Cancun, Mr. Felipe and me, we've been friends for a long time. I'm used to sing at the restaurant.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo que tenerte y perderte. Bésame mucho, como si Salud. Thank you very much. Give it up for Jose. It's one of the places that we have the most fun, actually.
Singer. Not anymore. I got problems. I talk about 35 years ago,
Uh-huh.
right? So that's how the name of No Way Jose come.
Wow.
I have a very good remembrance. My life wasn't easy as much of Mexican people. I growing by myself from 16 years old till now. I never come back to my family. I love my family. They come and I go visit them, but never come back to my family. I did my life myself. So
Excellent.
that's how the name of No Way Jose come.
Wow, that's a great story. That is a freaking crazy story,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to tell you. Has he ever been to your restaurant?
Well, they never came yet, but for that 35 years, every restaurant I work, I talk my people, my customers. One day, you have to come and you will find a restaurant called No Way Jose. From the last 11 years, lots of people come to the restaurant because they remember me, and people come from Cancun, from Mexico, from Ixtapa, the places I used to work, from PV. They remember me, and they come to No Way Jose for that history.
Yeah.
So
Incredible. You've been open for 11 years here. Tell us about your menu. What do you serve?
Well, one of the most important things about my menu is Mexican traditional with contemporary fusion, right? One of the most, I will say, the signature dish is the chile en nogada.
Uh-huh.
Chile en nogada is making and inventing in Puebla many years ago in a church, and that's one of the most representative dish because it's green, the chile poblano, white the sauce, and red the pomegranate, which is the three colors on our flag. We have mole poblano also. We have pescado a la veracruzana, huachinango, red snapper Veracruz. We have the dishes from different states of Mexico. So we do the Caesar salad table side, which was invented in Tijuana. We have pollo xochimilco, which is the stuffed chicken with huitlacoche sauce, which was making in Mexico City. Very pre-Hispanic dish. I have another, which is salad Nayarit, which is made here in San Blas, Nayarit. I got one other dish from El Tuito, which is another town here in in Puerto Vallarta, and it's very traditional. I have a soup tortilla soup, but I have a cactus soup, which is made also in Mexico City with shrimps or with chicken. The one I do is with shrimps, shrimp broth, shrimps, and nopal. It's so tasty, really good. So my menu is Mexican traditional and contemporary.
So the Huachinango Veracruz, how do they make that?
Well, the Huachinango in Veracruz is very traditional. They cook the whole fish. We do fillet. The fillet is poached, make it poached on water with fine herbs and some spices, and served with the tomato, olives, a white wine, the recipe. I don't remember exactly right now the whole recipe.
Oh, no, but...
served with mashed potatoes and vegetables. It's one of the most traditional dish of Norway, Jose. But the best and the people looking for a lot of the chile en nogada.
Chile en nogada is your most popular dish.
It's the most popular dish. People come always for chile en nogada.
Excellent. You have entertainment.
Oh, yeah. We do 4 days a week. We have a trio, traditional, 3 guitars, 3 voices. Then we have Piel Canela, which they are guitar players also. They do a music called Spanish Mexican called Flamenco Latino. And then we have Joe Zoe and Leo. So and Leo, where they play all kind of music, beautiful guitars, both of them, beautiful singers. And then we have a mixed steel called a beautiful couple who do bossa nova. So 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sundays. Friday and Sundays.
Okay.
4 days a week. From 7:30 to 9:30.
Yeah, and you've got some nice acoustics up there. It's a beautiful restaurant that you got upstairs there. You walk by and you have a downstairs section. You use this mostly during the hotter times of the year, and then you go upstairs more for the cooler.
Well, you know
season?
what? The restaurant is both sides. Downstairs, for the stairs, so many people, old people who doesn't walk the steps.
Yeah.
We serve downstairs. But the bar is so nice. We have open bar downstairs. I mean, we have a bar downstairs, and upstairs is the dining, the biggest. Upstairs we have about 120 seats.
Yeah.
Downstairs 45
Right.
about.
So tell us about the bar. You have anything special coming out of there?
Oh yeah, well we have specialties. We call it mixology drinks. One of them is called the Chile Love Margarita.
Uh-huh.
It is my signature drink. It's made with white tequila, blue agave white tequila, with chile serrano, cucumber, and a little bit of chile piquin, served shaking on the rocks. It's a little hot, spices, but it's very refreshing, very refreshed.
Yeah.
That's one, the most popular. And then we have another one, which is made with mezcal, called mezcalina. The mezcalina is a drink, mixed drink, made with Jamaica flour, caramel Jamaica, mezcal, a little bit of orange juice, Controy, and Don Pancho tequila, another dark tequila, which make the flavor. It's very, very beautiful drink.
Sounds delicious.
Sounds and tastes better.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Some of them. So I have different margaritas Right now, the raicilla sunset. You have raicilla, honey agave, servicing on the rocks with lemon juice. It is really good.
Yeah.
Hot chili love, the Titos, and plain. So this is specialities of the house.
Okay, I'm going to have a picture of his menu. You'll see it over at www.puertovallartratravelshow.com. You'll know where to find it when you go to the No Way Jose episode. Check it out. Check out all the pictures I'm going to have. I'm going to have inside and outside. You're going to see how beautiful this restaurant is, and you're going to see Jose Alfredo. Got a picture of him too. So make sure that you check out all of that. Let's move out of No Way Jose just for a minute. Let's walk out into the town. You don't serve breakfast here. You don't serve lunch here. So I'm going to ask you, what are your favorite places to have breakfast in town?
Well, one of my favorite places for breakfast, it's Freddy's Tucan.
Yeah.
Freddy's Tucan is one of the, and it's traditional too. Freddy's Tucan is one of the first restaurants for breakfast in many years.
Yeah, I remember.
Freddy's Tucan.
Remember when it was the Toucan? I remember when before it was Freddy's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got any other breakfast places?
Another for breakfast?
Yeah.
Well, the Pancake House with Memo.
Mm-hmm.
Memo, beautiful person, passed away.
Yeah.
Nice guy, I remember. He was also one of my teachers.
Yeah.
He showed me a lot. I've been working a little bit with Memo many years ago.
Yeah.
And that's a good one.
Yeah.
For breakfast,
Those are the two.
see, Pancake
All right.
House.
How about lunch? You got a favorite lunch place?
I do love for lunch one of my other favorites, which is a local place. It is in el Mercado Emiliano Zapata.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Carina restaurant. It's very Mexican. I mean, it's a local place.
Yeah, and that's where the market is. That's the fruit market, you guys. It's not the
Right.
it's not the Mercado Central over here where they sell the big garage sale happening over there. We're talking about the other one here. What was the name of it again?
Carina restaurant.
Okay.
Inside of the market.
Exactly. Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 restaurants that are all lined up in
Right.
there, and there's a little hallway, and it's just so local. You got to try it.
So
If you've
local.
never done it, you got to sit down and try
Yeah.
it. You can sit there and you watch them cook in the kitchen. It's really a great.
It's a homemade food.
Yeah, right.
She's Carina owned. His wife, his mother, Carina, the husband, and the daughter and son. It's a very familiar little restaurant, but the food is fantastic.
Right on. We're on our way. If you were going to leave town for a day and just go away and come back the same day, where would you go?
I love El Tuito. Tuito, which is about 45 minutes away from here. Old town, very Pinterest and fresh. About 10 minutes away from Tuito, there is a geyser
A geyser.
hot water
Geyser. Uh-huh.
up the hills. I love to go there to be quiet and slow and visit the people there. It's so beautiful, El Tuito. I like El Tuito a lot.
Have a favorite place to eat in El Tuito?
There is a nice place. I think it's called, I don't want to have a mistake, but it is exactly across the street from the police station.
Okay.
Right there. I don't remember the name, but it is a small little restaurant. They serve lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Is it Patio de Mario?
El Patio de Mario, you know that?
Of course. Mario's been on my show. Mario's been on my show. Sure.
Very good.
All right, now
Mario.
you've both been on my show. So
Right,
there.
right. Mario, also very nice friend.
Yeah, good guy.
Good guy.
If you were going to leave town for 3 days, where would you go?
I like San Sebastian.
Yeah.
San Sebastian.
So you would go there and you'd hang out for 3 days or 2 days or whatever, right?
A couple of days, I like to ride motorcycle.
Yeah?
So that's what I like.
You ride a motorcycle,
I
Jose?
do ride a motorcycle.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if your mom's around, but hope she told you. That's dangerous. Be careful, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. So when you go to San Sebastian, Is there a certain hotel that you stay at or a certain place that you stay?
No, actually, there is a friend of mine who have a casa, beautiful house in the middle of the town.
So you know people.
Yeah, I know people. I know people. So I'm not staying in a hotel. I'm staying with my friend.
All right. And how about restaurants over there in San Sebastian?
San Sebastian. Well, there is a nice little restaurants too. I forget that name because I don't have it in my mind. Just across the street from the little plaza.
Yeah.
Right in the very corner. Don't remember the name, but I like to go there for ride motorcycle, walking on the streets, be quiet and slow. After working 24 hours a day in my restaurant.
That's what you need to do. You need to get out there where it's quiet, where nothing's happening, where nobody knows you.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to talk to anybody. What kind of word of advice would you give to a first-time visitor to Puerto Vallarta? First time coming down here.
Oh, okay. Well, the first thing I would say, don't be afraid. PV is safe. 24 hours a day. Just in the summertime, be careful with mosquitoes because that's where the rain time. But anyway, I will say you will be welcome to PV. PV is the safest towns. People is so friendly wherever, and we have a lot of security. So I think Vallarta is so safe.
Right. So keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to come, you guys.
No, don't be afraid to come. Vallarta is so safe, and we love people. So you don't have to worry about it.
Not worried about it at all. Even Chilangos would love the people here. How do people find Noe Jose? Where are you at? Where are you located?
Well, the locations. We are in town. The street called 5 of February, Colonia Emiliano Zapata, and you can find us by www.noejose.com, mx.com, or info@noejosemx.com.
Okay, you on Facebook?
We are in Facebook.
Okay.
We are in Facebook, and we have a website.
Okay.
And we advertise in a few magazines like Gay Guy, Vallarta News, at telephone.
Right. Well, I'm going to have all that. I'm going to have all the links. I'm going to have his links to his Facebook page. Go like the Facebook page, and that way, if they're going to have some sort of promotion, it'll pop up right on your timeline. So make sure you guys do that. And, of course, I always have a Google map that'll take you right to the front door of Noe Jose. So make sure that you do that as well. I'll have pictures and links and all that stuff that we talked about today. Is there anything that I've forgotten that you want to add before we say goodbye today?
No, I think so. I'm very happy to meet you, my friend. I appreciate very much what we're doing now. And I just want to invite you, everybody, come to Noe Jose, to Casa en Vallarta. We love make my people growing, my family is growing. I want to make you feel like part of the family. Thank you very much, and I appreciate very much. And hopefully see you soon, everyone here in Noe Jose, to Casa en Vallarta.
Jose Alfredo, thank you very much. It's so wonderful.
Thank you very much, my friend Barry. It's a pleasure to serve you. Thank you very much for being part of my family.
Thank you.
We love you all.
What'd I tell you guys? That was an incredible story, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, I hope that guy never shows up at a Jose Alfredo's restaurant. If he does, make sure you got the fire extinguisher ready, okay? Anyway, I really, really liked Jose Alfredo. You will too. He is as nice as he sounds. He is a genuine ser humano. Genuine human being. I mean, I have links and I have pictures of Noe Jose Restaurant and Bar in the show notes. I've got pictures of the food, which is absolutely delicious, by the way. And I want to thank Zoe and Leon for letting me share that music that I played during the interview. With some of the music that I recorded when I was recording them. And, I was lucky enough to have Jose get up and sing that particular song. Now that, my friends, that is Kismet. Anyway, I have maps and I have links that will take you right to the front door of No Way Jose restaurant, and you cannot miss it. Make sure you go there next time. And by the way, let's just go to the wiki pages and let's look at the term way in Spanish. Now, we in English say way, W-A-Y, but in Spanish it's spelled G-U-A-Y. Way is a word in colloquial Mexican Spanish which is commonly used to refer to any person without using their name. Though more often and originally only applies to males, it can be used equally for males and females, although women would more commonly use another slang word to refer to another unnamed female person, such as chava or vieja for an old lady. Way is used roughly in the same way dude is used in modern English. It's derived from the term buey, which refers to an ox. And it says here that the word can be used as an insult, like fool, although due to its extremely high frequency of use in a multitude of contexts, it has lost much of its offensive character, becoming a colloquialism. So there you go. There's your Spanish and your history lesson for today. How about that? All right. Well, that should do it for this week. Stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant excursion ideas, and more. But until then, remember, this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and your suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, well, please reach out to me by clicking on your Contact Us tab and sending us your message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com. That's JR's website, and reserve your tour through him right from his website. Remember, this is a value-for-value proposition, my friends. His experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you would do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you're going to use someone else, so just do it, really. And when you do take one of those tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And don't forget, he's got his maps, his DIY tours, his revitalized happy hour board, and more. And I have links to all of those in the show notes. And once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and give me a good review on iTunes, if you will. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. And remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode I create. And if you haven't been to my website, get over there. You really need to have a look there. I have links to the places we talk about, interesting pictures and more, right there in my blog posts and in the show notes for each episode of the show. So check them out for sure if you haven't already. All right? All right. Thank you, Jose Alfredo Gonzalez of No Way Jose. Make sure that you add this lovely romantic restaurant to your list the next time you come to Puerto Vallarta. The restaurant's beautiful. It's full of color and love and piñatas and good food. I have pictures and I have links all there in the show notes. So don't miss No Way Jose for sure, all right? No way, right? All right, follow him on Facebook too. Hey, thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off with a wish for you to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. cae la noche, brillas Puerto Vallarta.